loved one to death. You talk about sobering up and courage of the world, even more than my dad tell me don't half-ass it. Him passing gave me some real courage, man. I mean, of looking at the world straight in the eye and not being intimidated by mortal shit anymore. And so it really helped me stay and focus on the role. Had a great time. Probably a little quieter than I was in the first 5 days. More to myself a little bit. Rick and I kind of became more friends than just director actor at that time, because he was the kind of person I was talking to about how it was feeling and how to deal with my dad's death. I finished that. I go back to University of Texas, graduate film school. On the way out, already packed up at the U-Haul, get the Texas Chainsaw Massacre job for like 5 weeks, which was super fun. Another under the table cash for play that part. Unloaded the U-Haul and drove out to Hollywood. And a year after that, I would say, when Time to Kill is when all of a sudden I noticed, oh wow, I'm famous. I've cashed a new check that I didn't know about, where I say the world become a mirror. There was no more anonymity. That was a whole new drug.
I think one of the themes of your worldview that I've become familiar with is alchemizing bad times into good ones. A reminder that things that seem bad can end up being good. And in retrospect, I think it's obvious and almost romantic to think about that alchemy in that way. But in the moment, it's basically impossible.
Yeah.
How can people, or how do you have more of that perspective during a hard time?
Yeah. Well, look, a couple things. First off, I probably start off intellectualizing something that I know I probably should believe in, but don't believe in it, and convince myself, even to an extent to trick myself, that, to sit here and go, well, you just tell yourself, this too shall pass. Okay, great. Well, what the hell's that mean? Even if it's true. In the moment, you're like, what are you fucking talking about, man? I'm in the debit section. I'm in a warning section. This sucks. I think that how much I'm conscious of it or not, my undeniable optimism and faith that this isn't all it is. And if it is, oh, so what? That's okay. Well, then really, so what? You know what I mean? What's the big deal? It minimizes. I seem to have a tendency not to make a bigger deal out of things that other people make a bigger deal of. Dramas. I don't like to create false drama. When it comes and it's hard, I am affected. I get the blues. I get sad. I get mad. I'm a shit to be around. I can't get to sleep. I got demons in my own head trying to work the riddle out. Why did this happen? That's the other thing that's tough for me, is I think that any bad thing that happens to me, my initial reaction is, well, what'd you do wrong to lead to this? Like in a relationship, Camilla and I get in an argument. My mind immediately goes, well, what'd you do in the last 2 weeks to let this get to a point where you just had to raise your voice, or she had to raise her voice at you? Usually there's some P's and Q's that were not handled to get to that point. So I like it when things are running like this. The challenge when things are running great is we all tend to think, aha, this is it. I've found it. Bottle it. If I realize this, I can maintain this forever. And the truth is bullshit. No, we can't. But we can minimize it. There are habits that I notice of things I take care of in my life, health-wise, faith-wise, father-wise, husband-wise, that know that if I'm doing that consistently, there's less valleys. There's less stress. There's less warning signs. There's less problematic, oh shit, how do we get in this? So there's consistently behaviors that I know I can act upon that have worked in the past.
I'm fascinated by people who take responsibility for things that aren't their responsibility. We often get told pieces of advice in the modern world. It might not be your fault, but it is your responsibility. And one of the ways to unburden yourself is to assume that everything is. But there is a cohort of people.
Well, it's an arrogant notion. Yeah.
Look at how if only I could have stepped in. Yeah, you make yourself
but
the
also
center.
The first side. I'm the reason that I stepped in shit, which is also an asset. Even if someone go, why are you giving yourself so much credit for screwing that up?
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah.
I mean, look, I think part of this for me comes from we didn't get in trouble in my family for the bad deed. We got in trouble for getting caught. So times where I can screw up and get away with it, I feel better than times that maybe I didn't screw up as bad, but got busted. Because I got caught, because I got busted, because I got myself in the pickle, because things didn't go how I wanted it to go or how I believed it could go.
Is there something that you try to remember about the upside of a crisis during a crisis, or do we just need to ride that out? Because I think that
That's a good
perspective,
question. Yeah, right?
zooming out, would be so beautiful. And in retrospect, if only you could give yourself the gift of distance, of time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yet you know something hard is going to come again, and you're going to be swept away by the wave.
I mean, for me, I think it's an obvious dance of the both, because you can't jump to the objective right away and go, inshallah, oh, fate'll have it, this too shall pass, I'm fine. No, because then you don't deal with the crisis. I do have a pretty quick threshold for being able to laugh, like honestly start giggling when I'm in the shit, because I've found that I'm able to handle the shit better if I just the quicker I start going, are you kidding me? And I'll get objective and remind myself things like, you gonna die, McConaughey, which gives me that, so what, this is not as big of a deal as I thought. I also quickly somehow comes in my head, not right now, but one day this is gonna be a great fucking story. I quickly go to that. I'll project forward into those places that ease me a little bit, and at least maybe look at it with a good eye.
You're almost imagining being that future you, laughing back at this present you.
Yeah. And I think that goes back to the faith and belief that, again, I'm nervous before I'm going to go speak or something. I got a little thing in my wallet. You're going to die one day, McConaughey. And I'm like, that relaxes me. If I'm going in, complacent, I got another note and tell myself, what you're about to say and do will outlive you. So you better fucking do it well, to get me more on edge.
This balance is so fascinating. Being able to thread that needle, being able to find the golden mean, as Aristotle talked about. But yeah, I've heard you say that you should make a sense of humor your default emotion.
Yeah. Linklater and I came up with that in a conversation about 12 years ago. Richard Linklater. And we were just talking about how mad and angry and upset and offended people get if they don't know how to react, if they don't have an opinion on something. And we were like, yeah, man, wouldn't the world be a better place? Be easier to get along with everybody if the default emotion, if you're not sure how to respond, was it? Okay. Now, most people think, they go, well, that's insensitive. But it's not insensitive. They usually think that means you're not giving the crisis credit if you can laugh at it. And I wholeheartedly disagree.
Oh, that there's some sort of tribute in solemnity.
Yeah, that you're not core enough about it, man. Whatever that, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, you're not taking it seriously. You're actually putting me down, and just because you're saying you don't feel victimized and you laugh at this situation, you're telling me you're making fun of me being a victim. And I'm like, no. I'm trying to deal, because especially when we talk about the book, if it's inevitable too. I laugh a lot quicker when I know I'm in an inevitable pickle. I have no other resource to get out of it that I know of. So I'm going to start giggling a little quicker, so I keep my eyes open and figure my way. Maybe because sometimes the hard work and the endurance and the elbow grease, the work harder we were talking about, that hustle is not the way out. Sometimes I need to back up, laugh, have a sip of my favorite whatever, and dance my way through the raindrops out of this sumbitch. Maybe it's not banging your head on the wall. Maybe it's backing up and seeing, I got a key in my pocket that unlocks the door I've been bloodying my skull over, banging into.